Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today we'll be reviewing the Rolex Submariner versus the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. The reference number for the Rolex Submariner is 116610, and the reference number for the Rolex Oyster Perpetual here on my right is 114300. I'll be going over the price, the dials, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. Okay, so as of January 2018, you can get the Rolex Submariner here on my left from an authorized Rolex retailer for $8,550 plus tax. Or you can get the Rolex Oyster Perpetual here on my right for $5,700 plus tax at an authorized Rolex retailer. Now for the pricing here at JazTime.com, I suggest you highly check out our website, as prices are subject to change over time. So check out JazTime.com for the best pricing. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the dials now. So with typical sports pieces for Rolex, we have this dial architecture with the maxi dial hour markers, which are the circular hour markers fashioned in 18 karat white gold to prevent any tarnishing. Index markers at the 6 and the 9 o'clock position, and a triangular 12 o'clock hour marker. For the Oyster Perpetual, we have 18 karat white gold index hour markers for most of the hour markers, whereas the index markers we have the matching at the 6 and the 9 o'clock position. One thing to mention is that there is a date at the 3 o'clock position for the Rolex Submariner, and it has a cyclops on top of that sapphire crystal for magnification and easier viewing of that date. However, there also is a dateless version, which is the 114060, and it will match similarly to the Oyster Perpetual, where it has the index marker at the 9 o'clock position as well. Both the hour markers on the Submariner, they're all luminous filled, so they have a highly legible chroma-light display with long-lasting blue luminescence that will glow up to 8 hours. For the Oyster Perpetual, we're only looking at the stick markers, or rather the index markers, are thicker rectangular ones at the 3, 6, and 9 position with that same luminous blue glow for legibility. The Submariner will have high legibility at nighttime, as we do have all the hour markers with a highly legible chroma-light display. But it's not saying that the Oyster Perpetual doesn't have as easy viewability as night, as well as we have the hands on both of the watches. The hour hand's a little bit different. The Mercedes hand on the Submariner, whereas we have the slim hour hand on the Oyster Perpetual. And both the hands are glow in the dark, so they do have their visibility at night. Okay, so one thing to mention for choices in color, if you're not really interested in the black in the Submariner or the blue on the Oyster Perpetual, well, for the Submariner, you're only able to get it in a full green, which is called the Hulk, whereas the bezel and the dial will be a green color, and that's more of a specialty piece, whereas the Oyster Perpetual comes in 2 other different colors. The other colors being a what's called grape, which is sort of a reddish magenta color for the dial, and rhodium, which is a nice sleek sort of dark gray color with these sort of sunbursty color you can see from the blue. As when light hits it, you can see those individual slantings of light from different portions of the dial, whereas the Rolex Submariner is just a nice flat black. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the bezel now. So the bezel, of course, very different bezels. We have for the Rolex Submariner, we have the unidirectional rotatable 60-minute graduated scratch resistant Cerachrome, and which is Rolex's fancy way of saying it's a ceramic bezel. The numerals are coated. The numerals and the indices are coated in a platinum to give it a nice sort of gray metallic color to match with the casing. For this Oyster Perpetual, nice, slim, sleek, just high polished bezel that adds very nice shine, very nice reflectability of light on it. So it's really up to preference. Okay. For the case sizes, we're looking at a little bit different case sizes, not too major. We're looking at a 40mm case, so from my index finger to my thumb here, that's a 40mm case for the Submariner, whereas the Oyster Perpetual, index finger to my thumb, we're looking at a 39 millimeter case, so only 1 millimeter in 1 millimeter difference. One thing to note is the thickness of each watch. As you can see, Submariner being a little bit larger, as that's actually commanded by the movement. The movement in the Submariner is going to have to be a little bit larger because it has that additional complication for the date. Okay, and we'll talk more about that later. So moving on to the crown now, the Submariner, much thicker crown. As this is more of a sports piece, we have a nice crown guard to protect the crown, whereas the Oyster Perpetual, more of a dressier watch, as noted by the nice high polished bezel. We have the crown here a little bit slimmer as well to match the case. Okay, so for the functions of the crown, very simple functions. For the Submariner, we're looking at a screw down trip lock waterproofness system, and that waterproofness system helps give the Submariner a water resistance of 300 meters or 1,000 feet. And the simple functions of the crown in this current position, this function will allow you to wind the watch from a dead stop about 15 to 20 times is all you need to get the watch going once more. In the next position, you're allowed to adjust the date instantaneously as shown. And in the final position, we'll stop the second hand for precise time setting and also allow you to set the time however you like. So the stopping the second hand, as I said, for precise time setting, lets you adjust to an atomic clock online down to the exact seconds. So the three different functions: we have the winding, the date, changing of the date, and the setting of the time for the crown for the Submariner. For the Oyster Perpetual, this one is a double waterproofness system. We're looking at a water resistance of 100 meters to 330 feet. So the Submariner, as it is a professional diver's watch, has over 3 times the water resistance of this watch. But this watch is more for casual wear or everyday wear as well. So what we have here is a twin lock and double waterproofness system. Same thing. We have winding in the first position here with the crown. Simple tugging of the crown will only allow for the next function of just being able to set the time. Same thing with the stopping of the second hand for precise time setting. Okay. Always make sure, doesn't matter what the watch is, make sure you screw the crown down nicely tight against the case, as you want to keep your watches water resistant, and you don't want the crown sticking out because you might damage the crown. Okay, so let's go ahead and compare the bracelets now. So here are the bracelets of the watch. Both of them nice oyster bracelets, nicely sand finished. And the same can be said on the other side of the bracelets as well. Nicely sand finished 3-piece links. For the clasp, we have different clasps, as they actually had served different functions. So on the left here, once again, the Submariners. This is a Submariners class, as it is a sports watch. It has a safety lock and the folding oyster, whereas the Oyster Perpetual, nice everyday wear, just simple folding oyster. It's very simple, and however both of them do have nicely high polished clasp blades, as you can see, with the Rolex name embossed onto that high polish as well. For the clasp functions, Submariner has one more additional function over the Oyster Perpetual. So here I have the Submariner in my hand. Pulling at a 45-degree angle will actually allow you to adjust the bracelets against these little rivets in the back of the clasp here. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way so you can take a closer look. So these little rivets here are 2mm increments for a total of 20 millimeters. You can adjust the bracelet for ease of access. Of course, this was made for divers in mind, so they can adjust the bracelet on the fly when they put on the wetsuit, and they can easily adjust it on. But it's also another nice feature for if you're looking to get the Submariner as a gift for somebody. They can adjust the bracelet very simply, very easily, where they would, instead of having to remove take it to a watchmaker, have the link removed just so you can get the right size. Oyster Perpetual doesn't have that same function. It only has minor adjustments, and that can be shown by indentations on the side of the clasp. You can actually use a little tool to As you can see, little pins on the left and right here. You can actually use a little tool to adjust the bracelet inward or outward. It's only 5mm increments, so either 5mm forward or 5mm backwards. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the movements of the watch. So the Submariner here on my left, nice, housed in this nice Oyster case backing. Same thing with the Oyster Perpetual. Nice case backing as well. Okay, so for the Submariner here on my left, the movement of the Submariner is a 3135 movement. It's a tried and tested movement from Rolex. Over 10 years of just you know, durability, just absolute precise timekeeping. It's a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement with the precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day. It has its functions of the center, hour, minute, and seconds hand, instantaneous changing of the date with rapid setting, and stopping the seconds hand for precise time setting. And that's, as I've shown you with the crown functions. The oscillator is a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, which adds additional resistance against magnetism for the watch. And the power reserve of this watch is approximately 48 hours, meaning you can put this watch down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Sunday afternoon, and it will be keeping time just fine. The Oyster Perpetual actually uses a movement very similar to the Submariner. It uses a 3132 movement, which is actually used in the Submariner that has no date on it. So that's why it has a slimmer case opposed to the Submariner, which has a thicker case, so it has less complications, which is the date window. This one is strictly for pure timekeeping. We're looking at a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement as well. As I said, caliber 3132 movement used in the 1140-60. Or even, yeah, the 1140-60. Okay, the functions of the movement is just, like I said, purely just timekeeping with the hour, minute, and seconds hand, and stopping in the seconds for precise time setting. The oscillator, same oscillator, we're looking at a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring. However, this movement actually has one additional thing, and that's the high-performing Paraflex shock absorbers, which Rolex claims to absorb 50% more shocks than the industry standard, which is the KIF shock absorbers. The power reserve, same as Submariner, 48 hours. And so you can put this watch down Friday evening, pick it back up on a Sunday evening, keeping time just fine. Okay, so let me actually go ahead and show you these watches on my wrist now. So once again with the Submariner, safety lock opens up. Actually, I do have to adjust that glide lock to the furthest back. As you can see, nice, easy way, adjust on the fly. Bam. So there's the Submariner on the wrist. Nice profile as well. And here's the Oyster Perpetual. It opens up very nicely, nice and easy. And there's the Oyster Perpetual on my wrist. Okay. So, if you are interested in these models or any other models for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com, where the lowest price is guaranteed. We offer a 1-year warranty, and if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at JazTime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.